All right, in 3, 2, 1.
This is the podcast.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a podcast?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and podcast. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
You like the first.
You know why I don't like them? Because when that shit came out, I was like, deep down the rabbit hole of like X-Files and all. I was like, this shit's serious. And like fucking Will Smith comes out with fucking goofy ass alien shit. Anyway, I'll say it on.
Okay.
Hey everyone, welcome to Get to the Podcast. Let's get to the podcast with the number 2. Obviously, we're already started. My name is Diego D'Souza.
I'm Nick Gambino.
And I'm Neal Carson.
I can't stop these guys, so I have to kind of use it as an intro.
You need to calm down,
You're just triggering me. You're like, let's talk about
His trigger
Men
words.
in Black.
Men in Black,
Here
and then I
come
snap.
the Men in Black.
Oh my god.
Nah.
The Galaxy Defenders.
What was the other one?
Now.
The Westworld.
Here come the MIB.
That's the only words.
Wild Wild
Which one?
West.
Next one.
Wild Wild West.
Jim West.
Jim West. Desperado. Ain't
Rough
want
Rider.
nada. Rough Rider. Don't want nada. None of this. 6-1.
I like that song.
Yeah,
actually.
that's a nice song. That's actually just
That was like a remake of another song, right?
Cool
Yeah.
Mo D. Wild Wild West. Cool Mo D. Yeah, he's from the Treacherous 3, and then he had his own solo career in the late.
Did you guys see his Did you guys see
Go
his
see the
post?
doctor.
Did you guys see his post on
mean
what he
nothing.
talked about? Why he didn't take the Matrix? Did you guys
Yeah,
see-
I did see that.
And he was like, yeah, they came up to me and pitched it like this. Yeah, you're gonna stop in midair,
Oh, the
and
Matrix.
the camera's gonna
Yeah,
go
the
all
Wachowski
around
thing.
you.
we're gonna do all this cool stuff.
And you'll be doing kung fu.
And you be doing kung
these,
fu.
These guys are stoned.
He's
out of
like
their
jacked into a
minds.
computer.
Will Smith like, this is why I turned this role down. Because it was one of the worst pitches I ever heard.
He's got his hat backwards.
He was like, "This is like insane. Like you're an
yeah.
actor going to this thing, and there's like nothing to visualize,
Yeah.
and you have somebody describing all this crazy shit, and you're like,
So what's gonna
And there's
happen in
people
the
who do
film?
that shit that like can't deliver on those goods. They just happen to deliver.
Johnny
Yeah.
Mnemonic.
Yeah. Johnny Mnemonic. That always
free
reminds me of
Matrix.
Free Jack with Emilio Estevez, Rene Russo, and Mick
Oh,
Jagger.
yeah, good call.
But we talked about this earlier. You never heard of this movie.
I have heard of it. I've never seen it.
Free Jack. You should
Yeah.
watch it. Late 80s.
Yeah.
Maybe 1990. Yeah.
What was his name that was in it?
Mick Jagger. Emilio Estevez is the main guy.
Is it
Oh,
Mick-
Mick,
that's
Mick
right.
Jagger is the
I-
villain.
I just
I
saw
thought
a
it was
thing.
Kiefer Sutherland.
No.
Okay.
It's more flatliners and stuff like that.
Okay,
It was around
yeah.
that time.
I just saw a thing. Will Smith posted a thing. I don't know if it was on Facebook or whatever that he rapped "Bad Boys for Life."
Oh, did they rap? They
Yeah,
finished?
he posted
They've
a
been
video.
in
It was
production
like
for the last couple
I didn't
months,
watch the
so-
video. I just saw the head. It was like, but it said like from Will, like posted by Will Smith. Like,
Really?
Rapped.
They rapped.
Finally,
That's
you know,
awesome.
just rapped.
I'm excited for that. I just
excited.
love their chemistry. It
That's
doesn't
your-
matter
that's-
how bad the storyline is or
Diego's
whatever
movies.
else.
Yeah.
Those two together in a rated R film, you know,
Yeah.
because those movies are always rated R, so it
Is
just
it
lets
gonna
them
be rated R,
go.
though?
If they PG-13 this,
I just want. You know, what I'm excited to see Martin Lawrence. I haven't seen him in anything.
no.
I haven't seen him.
I'm not that excited.
I'm a big Martin
I
Lawrence
don't-
fan. No, he doesn't like how he's aging.
What?
I love Martin Lawrence, but
He's
like
ageism.
from the advertisement, the things that the publicities that I've seen,
We've
from
seen no
Bad Boy-
trailers.
not trailers, but there's been behind the scenes and stuff.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, there's not a lot. They
Martin
literally showing
just
some
looks
behind
like
the
he's just not in the system.
Oh, is he like Eddie
He
Murphy
looks-
in it?
No,
Or he's like super
he
serious
just-
and
to me, look,
No, it's just
I might be
Martin.
just overly opinionating.
You don't know what he's doing in the
What
movie.
I see, but he just looks a little bit off to me. It's not the way. It's not any of
Like
that.
physically,
he doesn't-
or
no,
his-
his persona doesn't look.
He's
like
very
got
energetic in the
thing.
original stuff.
Yeah.
Like Martin Lawrence in the 90s was very energetic. You watch Martin
yeah. But
Lawrence.
even in Bad Boys 2, he seemed more like I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah, which is fine because he was always the family man. Like he was the guy with the wife and the kids, and like that just makes sense that by this point we're talking about
Yeah.
24 years after that original Bad Boys film. That came out in 95.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a little bit more like the weathered old dad, and I like that. He's gonna be more cynical,
that might be
crotchety.
it. I might be reading too much
Yeah.
into it, and that possibly is what's going on.
Yeah.
He's playing like
You guys
he's
like
got
how
his
I,
family.
derailed this whole-
He's a family man.
Yeah, can we get back to Men in Black?
Yeah.
Shit. Well, it makes sense. Good. This is Will Smith.
And
Will
then-
Smith
here
did
you go.
Bad Boys,
Hold on.
Yeah.
Independence
Let's
Day,
get back
and
to
then
Men in Black. Let me do this.
Oh, the vaporizer. What's it
For
called?
some reason, I
The
thought you were
neuralizer.
Yeah, I thought you were going to talk about they fuck just like us.
What? The rat.
In Bad Boys.
Bad Boys 2, he's watching the
There's
rats
a
fuck.
scene where like two rats are fucking, and it's like they fuck just like us.
Well, Neal, it was a standard rat fuck.
it was a standard rat.
All right,
But it's
now
like,
we're back.
of course, Michael Bay would have two. Like they probably had like their special effects team. Like I need two rats fucking, and like you need to make that happen.
The best is to be in one of
No
these
CG.
meetings.
Put some
The
cheese
meetings
on
where
the
they're
back.
having to talk about a standard rat fuck, and they have to say it with a
Now I have
serious
to
face.
Google this. Do they fuck just like us? I don't know.
Why do you have to Google it? It's okay to not know that information.
Most mammals fuck just like us.
Yes.
We learned from them.
We don't have
I
to
don't know about
this.
rats though. I've never seen rats fucking.
Well,
There's
is
so
that a
many
good
of
or
them, and
bad
like I feel
thing?
like you
Where
never
we-
see it.
What?
Right?
The?
There have to be like rat orgies happening underground. Or something.
I mean,
I'm trying to flash them back
Okay.
because this conversation has gotten out of hand.
And
We should just talk all about this.
standard rat
fucking
fuck,
hour.
Men in Black. Good. We're back in Men in Black. So let's talk because Men in Black International, MIB International is coming out.
Yes.
Might drop
This-
by the
I think
time
it
this
comes this
episode,
Friday.
this podcast drops. Okay, so it might already be out by the time this podcast drops. But let's talk about this franchise as a whole. Let's start back from MIB, which I believe is 97, right? This was the third in the Will Smith summer blockbuster. He did Bad Boys, then he did Independence Day, 96, and then he did MIB in 97.
Yeah.
And it was based off of
Wild Wild West.
Wild Wild West, which did not do as well.
He chose to do that over Matrix? Is that what it
Yeah.
was?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it didn't do well. But
I feel like he would have ruined Matrix now that I think about it.
yeah, I don't think you would have ruined it, but we know Keanu Reeves now as Neo.
There's no humor in
Yeah.
that
So,
movie. There's no like Morpheus's character or Neil's
He could
character.
do
There's
no
no
humor.
humor.
well, they
He
could
could
have
do no
had.
humor.
Well, they could have
Not
had a
at that
different.
time.
6 Degrees of Separation was his first movie, 93. And
Yeah,
he's
but people like
serious and
would
dramatic.
have expected him to be
Possibly.
telling.
So they could have
jokes and
had
stuff.
it the script differently for
Yeah, I'm sure he
Maybe,
would have
yeah.
acted it differently. Sort of like when they replaced Christopher Plummer replaced Kevin Spacey in that.
Yeah, I did finally
All
see
the Money
that.
or whatever.
It was really.
By the
good
way, it
movie.
comes
Yeah,
out. It comes
I
out.
haven't seen it,
International comes out 14th this month.
Okay, so that might. Oh yeah, that'll be out by the time this episode drops. So, but okay, you were saying before this podcast, you silly bitch. You were saying that you weren't even into the original Men in Black. That doesn't make any sense because most people. I was not a big fan of the second one. The third one was okay, but that first MIB when that came out, I loved it.
Let me ask him this way. So we know you're not stupid. So please explain your scenario.
Speak for yourself.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I don't know. I think what it was. This is what I was saying. Like when that came out, I was just like, I'm trying to figure out like the right analogy, but I was like down the rabbit hole of like X-Files and like I think the X-Files movie maybe. No, that came out after. I was 98, I think.
2000 or that, but yeah, maybe 98.
Like Fight the Future. Like I was deep into that stuff. So like this movie comes out and everything's like a joke and it's like funny and it's goofy. And Will Smith had just come off Independence Day, which was more of like a serious take.
Which you
on the
did
whole.
love, and
I
that was
who
that was
doesn't love
serious, but not
Independence Day?
serious.
I mean, there's there's definitely like
And MIB has
humor
got
in that
serious
film.
stakes, but it's a sillier movie than
Oh my
Independence
God,
Day.
dude, it's so silly. It's
The,
just-
the aliens don't
it's
feel as
just
much
a
of a
goofy
threat.
movie.
It's a big cockroach in a skin suit. That's fucking scary. And Vincent D'Onofrio
Oh,
did a
I
great
never
job.
thought anything in that was scary. It was just so goofy, like the whole.
I agree because they had the big when he
The
comes out of the
universe
thing.
is
at
It
the
was
end,
a
he's big
comedy. It was a
CG
sci-fi
cockroach.
comedy.
And I don't
It
even.
was.
I don't
It
even
was.
like the ride at Universal Studios. Like I've never liked that ride.
Because you just
Wow,
you
you
get
got
the
some
little
hatred
laser
here.
thing. It's fun. I mean,
all right.
it's fine. It's not the
spin
best.
you at the end, and you get all
But when
dizzy,
you're going to the ride, you're going through the whole MIB control room
and
and,
they flash
everything.
you at the end. Yeah,
It's kind of cool. It's got all that shit. It's not the best, but there's some cool elements to it.
I like Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah,
So
he was good in it.
I was in it.
Yeah.
I was in for it because like all three because Tommy Lee Jones.
He deadpans it.
I mean,
throughout
I like
the
Will
whole movie.
Smith, obviously, but I don't know. For some reason, that movie.
So
just
that
goofy.
movie starts off way more grounded, which I like. I like when they do these movies where they start them off grounded, so it eases you into that
Yeah,
world.
I like
he's
the
an
beginning
NYPD
where he's
cop,
a cop and
Yep.
he's chasing the dude and he starts crawling up the building and shit and he's like, "What the fuck?"
And then he blinks sideways.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Your world's coming to an end."
Yeah.
Blink, and
Yeah.
then he jumps off the fucking thing. But then
man,
he
what's
gets
pointing that thing
recruited,
at me?
and then he gets recruited.
That was
and,
cool.
And I like the whole recruitment scene,
Yeah.
right? So he's like, first he goes through all that stuff. He goes with him to Tony Shalhoub. He blows his head off. He freaks
Yeah.
out. Pulls the gun on Tommy Lee Jones. The guy's head grows back. That whole scene, and then he fucking neuralizes him. He wipes his memory in the diner. Remember? So the last 10 or 15 minutes are completely gone out of Will Smith's mind.
Yeah.
And then he leaves him his card. He's like, if you want something different, if you're seeking something, come to this address.
Yeah.
And then he arrives, and then he gets he's in this room full of like these decorated military vets, and he's just like in his Hugo Boss fucking like hip hop, NYPD undercover guy. And
His Fresh Prince look.
he's so different than any of them, right? Like when they're in that whole shootout and they got all those cardboard things coming up and there's all these alien guys and he shoots the little girl in the head and then he describes why he did it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this guy, he's not snarling, he's sneezing. He's got the tissue in his hand. This guy's over here, he's just doing some, pull-ups. And this girl, what's she doing in this neighborhood? Little white girl, 6-year-old.
Carrying a biochem book.
Advanced nuclear physics and stuff like that. Like, those are way too advanced for her age. He goes, I wish you would just back up on my back about it. That whole scene, I just love all of that. Anyways, and then it eases into, and Vincent D'Onofrio as the fucking cockroach. I was down with that. I just liked the whole way it went. They got silly. The second one, Johnny Knoxville with 2 heads and what's her face, Lara Flynn Boyle. I wasn't feeling much of that second one, honestly. And I think it's just too weird. Where he goes beatboxes.
I feel like I like the third
Bismarcky.
one. I just can't remember.
Well, the third one, Thanos wasn't himself.
Yeah, Josh Brolin was playing a young Tommy Lee Jones,
Yeah.
which he nailed it. He nailed it on that. They go back to the 70s. It's a time travel one.
So it's Austin Powers Gold Member is what it is.
No, not Gold. I guess Gold Member.
Yeah.
It
Gold
feels,
Member,
it
they
feels
go
like
back
any,
in time, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do. Yeah, it feels like an Austin Powers kind of thing. It was better than the second one, but it's still. I don't think any of those sequels captured the original.
No.
Yeah.
So anyway, I really like the original again because it starts grounded and it eases you into the world.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't feel all silly and weird.
You know what it kind of reminds, for some reason, like I remember that movie R.I.P.D. Came out with
Ryan Reynolds, Jeff
Brian
Bridges.
Reynolds.
Yeah, where they're like, what were they hunting? They were hunting ghosts or demons
They
or
were,
something?
they were in the afterlife, and they
Yeah.
were responsible for, I guess people who were trying to cross
Transfer.
over into,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
something weird.
They were
People
trying.
that
that movie
were
did
trying
not do very
to go to
well.
hell or not to go to heaven or
people
something.
like rogue.
For some
ghosts.
reason, that movie made me feel like, because they're like shooting ghosts.
Very
and
Men in
stuff.
Black.
Yeah, I was like, this movie feels like Men in
It was
Black.
very
with-
Men in Black.
I remember feeling that exact same way, and I wouldn't be surprised if there were some creators behind it that had something to do with Men in Black, because it felt like a modern Men in Black movie.
Yeah.
And they didn't do great either.
Yeah.
Because that's a really fine line, like to do that silly sci-fi comedy and not make it just feel like.
I mean, after watching Thor Ragnarok, I'm a little like, okay, this could be funny, if you just forget, that it's just a silly, goofy universe or whatever. Like, I think that Thor, and then I forget what her name is.
Tessa
She's
Thompson.
Westworld. Yeah,
she's
great.
She's in the new
Everything I've
MIB.
seen her in. Yeah,
Then that's a good segue into the new MIB International because it's her, Chris Hemsworth, who's also Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they basically just took Thor Ragnarok and they're like, let's just cast all these guys and let's put them in this new movie. And Liam Neeson was literally made for the Men in Black.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think Emma
swagger,
Thompson's in it too.
Is Emma? Oh yeah, they
Yeah,
did show
she
in the
is,
trailer.
yeah.
Yeah. It's a sequel, but it's kind of like the first movie, except she's like the new recruit.
Exactly.
And, yeah.
She's been searching and seeking
Rebecca
them out.
Ferguson's also in it.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Oh, I like her.
Yeah,
well,
Fallout.
Oh, here's the thing that
Exactly.
Chris
Mission
Hemsworth
Impossible
and
Fallout.
they just did an interview and what was it? Tessa?
Tessa Thompson.
Tessa
Thompson, yeah.
Tessa talked about how
Girlfriend Creed.
when they would film, when she filmed with him, like she didn't know what to do with Chris Hemsworth because he would just ad lib at a certain point and he wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
So she would sit there and like, I don't know when to say my line.
Right. He's a big improviser.
So they
I
obviously,
didn't know that.
so they obviously have a good chemistry,
Yeah.
which I'm excited about. I mean, I think seeing the trailers, how they're doing the trailers, it seems energetic. It seems fun. It seems like that roller coaster ride that I went with on the first MIB. So, and her story is basically she just saw something when she was young, and she's been trying to find the MIB for about 20 years.
Yeah.
And she literally finds them.
I like that.
And
I like that.
And I like that.
concept. Yeah.
And that shows her strength. Like, you need somebody that's gonna, go through.
It's good timing because the Pentagon just confirmed they got a secret UFO program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what they
This is
confirmed
all.
it?
This is on CNN.
All right,
and
man.
fucking-
It was New York
you think
Times,
I'm making
yeah.
this shit up?
New
So
York
Hey,
you
are we
read
supposed
it.
to,
You know what the hell I'm talking about?
Are we supposed to reel him in? Like,
Yeah, let's
No,
calm
this
him
is
down.
like-
All
Let's calm
right,
him
Alex
down.
Jones.
Dude, they called the producers,
All right,
called the Pentagon,
yeah.
like, can you guys leak some shit because we got our new Men in Black coming out? You gotta we gotta boost, some interest, make some money.
We
here.
got our own in-house Alex Jones over here.
Yeah.
Damn frogs gay. So
I mean, they were. but-
Yeah.
not that there's anything wrong with that.
Do you
Okay,
always
it's
look
totally
up when you
fine.
go outside? Just kidding.
So I'm curious about this new one. I haven't read a lot about. I've just watched the trailers on this new MIB International, but I'm curious as to whether or not she's supposed to be related to Will Smith in some way, because there's that scene where she's looking up at that big painting, and it's got a painting of Will Smith battling aliens. Right?
I don't think
up on
so.
the wall. It's like a mural, and she
Yeah.
just seems to. I could be reading the
It
scene
could be
totally
like a
wrong.
Creed situation.
Yeah, which she's in, by the way. She plays the
Yeah.
girlfriend in Creed.
Yeah.
It feels like she's like looking on it with reverence, almost like there's some sort of personal connection. The fact that they showed him in it, I don't know. I could just totally be reading something into
Yeah,
that.
I think
but
that's just-
I'm
yeah,
wondering if she's like
Yeah.
a long lost daughter,
Because
or
if you think
niece
about,
or something.
if you think about, well, I
Cousin,
don't know if
sister.
there's really say the time, but I think that's just like a throw to like a respectful thing to
Yeah,
show the
just-
greats.
yeah.
At MIB, I don't think she is, because I feel like the film is going to quickly go to London.
Yeah.
To not keep that. It's just there to be nostalgic.
right, probably.
And then it's gonna go to London and gonna take on its own different MIB and create that.
Yeah.
Because I like that. It's not, so people that are confused, this is not a reboot.
It's a sequel.
It's a sequel.
Because it's acknowledging
Yeah.
those other people are in that universe.
Exactly.
So
It's-
it's technically a sequel. It's not in a different universe.
Exactly. So I hope to see a Will Smith cameo. Maybe
Yeah.
that'd be cool to try and bring that. But it does. I think by
How about
showing
even
that
Tommy
picture,
Lee
it might
Jones?
not. Even Tommy Lee Jones, that would be great.
Yeah.
But didn't he? No, what happened?
I
on the
can't
third
remember
one?
as there.
No,
I don't think he died or anything. But
no,
he,
I think he just went off to.
he did in the first one. He went off, but they brought him back in the second one. Remember, he was working in the mailroom, surrounded by aliens.
But didn't he quit in the
Remember that?
third one?
Yeah.
He may have. I don't remember.
he was trying to
the end of the
retire.
third one. That was the first one. He retired. They had to neuralize and like wipe out his whole memory.
Yeah.
But I like, I think what worked in that original one was the duo of Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
He was very much a straight man, but he would say some funny things, and he would just like whip through these kind of inane, crazy dialogue or like explaining things, and it would be so deadpan and like, I've been doing this for 40 years
Yeah.
kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I think that really worked. Like that character really worked in that universe, and Will Smith being the kind of more funny man to that, and the new slick.
Is that duo cop?
Yeah, it's a buddy cop thing.
Yeah, it's a buddy.
It's
it's
a total buddy
film.
cop.
Yeah.
So that's gonna have to work in this new one. Like they're gonna like Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth, and he looks like he's kind of like
the Will Smith.
he's kind of got that thing
Yeah.
going on. Like he's like sleeping at his desk. There's something, but he's almost like Will Smith, but been doing it for a while. You
Yeah.
know, and he's kind of like the fuck up or the loose cannon type thing.
Yeah.
And she's probably wanting to prove herself.
So she's a more serious.
Yeah, you don't
more
get a
grounded.
lot of the story in the trailer, honestly, which I'm fine with. I want to kind of just
yeah.
save it for the movie.
I like that they just hyped up the film. They didn't really put too much in the trailer. I love that.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I really am excited about this film. This film might get me to the theaters.
Really?
Yeah.
This
might
film?
This film might get me to the
He's
theaters.
got funny taste, man. I mean,
No,
I'm glad, but
it's
it's
how you
funny.
pitch. It's how you pitch.
Yeah.
That you got to have a strong pitch
Ain't
to
gonna
get me
get
to
me
the
there.
theater.
Yeah. Need that 95 mile per hour fucking curveball.
I don't know. I mean,
That's
I,
possible.
Tell me a film that I went to the theater and watched that didn't have a strong pitch.
Anything with Sylvester Stallone.
You
That
saw Aquaman.
It has a grounded, strong pitch.
Just because it's Sylvester Stallone.
Aquaman had a strong pitch, and it did well.
It had a strong
I mean,
pitch.
I went and saw Aquaman mainly because of all the positive reviews.
And James Wan, you were a
Yeah,
big
and
fan
James
of him.
Wan, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
Also, he goes to
But you
most theaters because I drag him to it because it's like somebody's actually
true.
going like, hey, let's go to see this thing. And
Yeah,
you're
I
like,
probably-
well, you're like, what else do I have to do? Fuck it.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. So I'm excited about it. I really am.
Yeah.
I think how they're pitching it. I don't know if you kind of watch how trailers come out, and I watch like how the marketing progresses.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
film, and so if I see a trailer come out and suddenly it goes they don't show it. They hide it a little bit. I'm like, okay, well, is there something wrong with the production? I start analyzing, see what's going on. So this film might not be something I might hit the theaters to watch. So, but no, Men in Black, they've been boosting it everywhere.
Right.
They've been showing certain things. They showed some of the, like they showed the Will Smith poster. They showed their chemistry, and that was the most important thing, which was the buddy cop chemistry. And they look like they have it, and so I'm excited to see that. I don't know if there's been a recent buddy cop film within the last 2 years that's
excited you. I mean, they've had like
excited.
Central Intelligence and Ride Along, both Kevin Hart movies. But the what I like about this new one is Chris Hemsworth playing kind of a funny character, and we now know from Thor Ragnarok and especially now Avengers Endgame.
Yeah,
he's fucking hilarious. Like
Yeah.
the guy's really like funny and has great comic timing, and he's obviously good in action. You know, he's moved away from those early Thor depictions, which he was funny in those too, but like he's gotten so much better, and he's really kind of gotten out of his comfort zone of just like the pretty boy kind of with a sense of humor.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he's actually fucking funny, man.
Yeah,
So,
and that's why I'm excited about it. I think he's perfect to take on MIB and to revise that
franchise.
that franchise.
Yeah.
I think she'll do great too. She's kind of a different character to me. Like I've
you
seen
don't
her
get a
so
lot
into-
from her in this
You
movie.
don't. You really
You
don't.
don't know what's going on. But I mean, she's been in a lot of great stuff. Westworld, you know, she was great in. She was in Creed. In Creed
Incredible
and Creed 2. She was in Thor Ragnarok. So she's like a bad bitch. You know, she could play that role really well, but she's also, you know, just a great actress as well. So I think she's a good addition to this as well. Again, Liam Neeson was made for the Men in Black world. I don't know, something
I
about
thought he
him
wasn't
with
doing
that
action
raspy voice.
anymore.
Yeah.
He might not be doing.
You don't
action.
see a lot of him in the
He
trailer,
should- he
though.
should- he
I don't
should,
know what
like,
he's
pull
doing.
back on
Do you
those.
think he's like a bad guy?
You need to find this alien.
Could be.
Do you think he's like a
That's
bad
not
guy
true.
in this new one?
There's always a twist, man.
That's always.
Is it?
No, didn't they
Name
use that?
one twist in the
Thor is
original.
going to be the bad guy or
They can't.
something.
I don't. I'll be.
Chris
If they do
Hemsworth.
that, I'll be kind of upset because they used that in-house MIB thing before.
What?
Didn't they?
No.
The in-house trader.
Wasn't Laura Flynn Boyle like a bad guy?
No, she was in an Alien. The second movie just didn't have a lot going on for her, so don't think that one was like pulling any twists out of its ass. I don't remember any in-house bad guy. Maybe the third one. No, first and second, no. Especially the first one, that wasn't a thing. There was no Men in Black insider. They did something where they took over.
Yeah, that
They
might have
took
been
it over in
the second one. It was the second one.
It was the second one, right? Yeah. They took it over and they locked down the Men in Black headquarters.
Yeah.
And took them all hostage or whatever.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about the aliens that you've seen in this?
I think the effects look really good in this new one. You know, when they take the car, the rims or whatever, the
take the
hubcaps, and
car
turn them
apart.
all into the car apart and like turn them into these big huge guns. You know, I thought that was cool. The flying motorcycle thing looked kind of like, all right, whatever. It's just eye candy, but it could work in the film. I mean, we've gotten to the point where, like, if you put enough attention on special effects, you'll be fine. Like, if you got enough time, they can make it look awesome. If you don't have enough time, or you're phoning it in, or think, oh, we've already got a built-in audience, we don't have to make these look awesome, or we're gonna miss our deadline, so let's just hurry it up. That hurts it.
Yeah. I like the part in the trailer where she's talking to the alien. She says hello or something. And he goes, "Oh, you're a queen? Oh, I've pledged my whole life to you," and stuff like that. She goes, "Oh, no. Sorry, it's been done. I wish you would have said no before I pledged my whole life to you."
I don't.
You don't remember that part?
Is that
There might be a new trailer.
Are you guys? Did you only? There's like 3 trailers.
I've only
I've
seen
seen
one
the
trailer. I'm doing this whole thing. If I happen to see one at a theater or something, then I'll watch it. But like, I'm trying to stay.
He's
away.
watching 4-hour Alex Jones, Joe Rogan interviews. He can't.
You
Doesn't have
need to
time for
watch-
like 2-minute
yeah,
trailers.
So I don't,
You need to
it's-
watch trailers
It's the
and stop
funniest
reading
interview
headlines.
ever. Everybody needs to watch it.
That's what you need to do: is watch trailers and stop reading headlines.
No, I know, dude, man. How is it? It's like impossible not to read these fucking. You go on Facebook, you go on, any kind of app, and then it's just like you're like, oh, movie news, and then it's just all this garbage.
I mean, I can see you right now just reading the headline. The world might. Oh, we're gonna die. We're gonna die. It's over.
I mean, if it's coming from CNN,
Oh yeah, man.
if it's coming from CNN, it's true.
true news.
Yeah,
True news.
Yeah.
True news.
So you don't. I don't know. I don't get that.
I'm not hyped about
you're not hyped
these
about
movies.
This,
Yeah, I'm just not hyped about them. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a good movie. It's going to be
It just looks
entertaining.
like popcorn.
I think what it is, like when I saw the trailer, I was like, Oh, this is like R.I.P.D.
Yeah,
Which is, it's like a better looking Men in Black, and I'm just
it worked
not,
22 years ago. Now we're in 2019.
I don't know who. I mean, I guess this is for people that like the nostalgia that goes back for the adults, and then for a whole new generation of young of kids and stuff like that. That's what it's for, I guess. Is it going to be? I guess it's PG.
Oh, it's definitely going to be PG-13. Yeah, it's not going to be rated R.
Yeah,
that would be great.
Yeah, I don't know.
Men in Black really could lend itself to a rated R movie.
Yeah.
They could aliens invade like that. You could do that rated R as a motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean there's so many though. That's kind of like
no, but if you do it in Men in Black,
you have to have a strong
as
pull
rated R.
to be rated R. I think now.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's either you're taking a risk and you just sticking to you don't care how much money you make, or you're like
Deadpool
and
Logan.
You're gonna make money.
Deadpool and Logan both showed that you could do rated R and still make a crap load of money. That was what that's what that taught them. Like they did Logan rated R because they knew Deadpool made so much money and were like, oh, people will turn out for a superhero movie that's rated R, and they'll turn out in droves in large numbers. So it's like,
especially if it's Wolverine.
Yeah, if you're not trying to appeal to the 8 and 9-year-olds, you know what I mean. It's just hard when you're trying to appeal to an 8 or 9-year-old and a 30-year-old. Like those two audience members are not watching the same shit. So when you try to make a movie that covers that entire gamut, that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? There's certain ones you could do that with, but if you're going to do something.
Deadpool 2, they released the PG, Once Upon a Deadpool.
Yeah, Once Upon a Deadpool, they did a PG-13 version. Yeah. And that was just because, which I still haven't watched.
Yeah, but that was in theaters.
Yeah.
But then I think that money went to like charities and stuff, right? Is that
what they did with it?
I think so. Is that right?
I
may have just made that up. I feel like I
read that in a headline.
Yeah, that was a headline.
Money from film goes to.
Yeah.
He's like, it goes to charity.
He doesn't even read the whole headline. But so you're not hyped about this movie, but that what was surprising is you said that you didn't give a shit about the original, and I get it that you were deep and thick into your.
I don't even own those movies.
No, but the original when it first came out, you didn't watch it and go
original. It wasn't like I was disappointed. Like Independence Day happened.
I think that's the only one that's great. That's why I like
Bad Boys, and then this. I don't know what the order was, but either way, I love Bad Boys and I loved Independence Day. And then this came out, and I was like, Will Smith, what the hell are you doing?
Really?
Like, what the hell are you doing?
Really?
That's how I felt.
Well, even with the trailer, remember those original? Remember
that
original promo
movies?
clip? The first one.
It's not even.
The first one. I'm not talking about the second or third.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I'm talking about the
first.
Yes. Do you remember the
I
ad
was
campaign
disappointed.
where they kick in the doors and then they whip them open and then it zooms out and they're in space and it kicked out a portal. The eye is like them kicking a portal.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's a cool ad campaign.
I'm not like.
And the Ray-Bans, I make this look good. Like
I don't
all
want
of
to deny that
cool.
there's originality.
The difference between you and me?
It's fun.
Yeah,
and it's,
I make this look good.
It created a whole new genre of like, I guess buddy cop, sci-fi, whatever.
But even the way it started with where they're getting all the immigrants out of the back of the truck, Tommy Lee Jones and his older partner, and then there's that one guy and he starts talking to him, and then he unwraps his cloaks and he's just an alien with like a little severed head on a stick. He's just remember that, and then the border cops are freaking out and then he runs at him and he has to blow it up.
Weird dudes with the coffee and they're like talking all that shit.
Yeah, they were gimmicky, but like those. Hey, there was a little weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the universe was like around the cat's neck, and I was like, oh man,
they called him something. It was like they kept on trying to. It's around the
Orion?
Orion's belt.
Orion's belt.
Orion's belt,
which
but
was
it
like the name of the cat or something.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, and the big guy that was in the restaurant with the guy with the cat. It was Lurch from Addams Family.
Oh yeah,
with the ball guy. Anyways, I like Vincent
I
D'Onofrio's.
When was the last time you watched it? When was the last time you watched it?
I can watch it right now and still love it.
Within a year?
Within the last year. I watched
Men
Men
in
in
It's
Black
been
a
a
lot.
couple years.
Yeah, I haven't watched
I've seen Men in Black a lot.
maybe I watched
The first
it
one.
like
It was on TV
it's been like
when the
10
last
years
time I
or
saw it.
something.
That long.
Yeah.
No, it's a fun movie still. And like I said, it's because of the way they ground it in the beginning and they ease you into it.
It didn't hook me. Who directed that actually? Was that
That's
Michael
Barry
Bay movie?
Sonnenfeld.
Okay.
He was a DP before that. Directed. I think he did Rain Man, bunch of other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he do Sphere? Maybe he did Sphere. No,
maybe.
no. Maybe
I'm just trying to.
He was like an Academy Award winning director
Yeah.
of photography, and then he moved into kind of like Jean de Bonk.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to put some
Yeah.
logic to why you don't like this film. I mean, just knowing the films that you like, and even you're saying like it just was not a good film.
And I'm not
No, I'm not saying
today.
it wasn't a good film. I'm just saying I didn't like it.
Oh, he was a producer on Wild Wild West. That's got to mean something. Barry Sonnenfeld.
Oh.
That's what I don't
He
get.
did get Shorty, Addams
He's-
Family. Oh, the Addams Family movies. That
Okay,
makes sense now.
let me ask you this:
did
Are
like the
you
Addams Family
are you
movies.
saying Wild Wild West
did Wild Wild
is
West. He
higher
directed
than
Wild Wild West.
MIB?
I don't know. I haven't seen either of those in a long time.
In your perspective, would you say that Wild Wild West created a bigger impact on you than the first Mission Impossible?
Men in Black?
Men in Black, yeah. Wrong film, Diego.
No, I probably like Men in Black more out of the two.
Yeah, it's Wild Wild West, guys.
I
enjoyed
like
it.
anything
I
that
did
Kevin
too.
Klein is in, so
Selma Hayek.
I don't know.
Yeah, I love
Kenneth
Selma
Branagh.
Hayek.
Kenneth
Yeah.
Branagh.
Yeah, Kenneth
the
Branagh played the
villain.
bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
actually
think it
like
was as
Wild
bad.
West.
I
I was
don't
a
think
kid,
as
though.
bad as people said it was.
I was a
didn't-
kid at the time. I was like 12 years old, 13 years old when that movie came out. So like I was like not in the time where I was gonna be like, this is shit. Like, and I still won't do that today.
I'm a
We know
huge
that.
fan of those like alternate like early American history.
Yeah,
takes
where they
or
had a
whatever,
sci-fi.
like,
It was a remake of a TV show from back in
But
the day.
they like took it to a whole new. I'm
yeah,
sure they
because
took
of
it
the
to a whole new
special
level.
effects.
Yeah.
But that was the idea. Was it was kind of like the sci-fi Wild West.
It was like a MIB
Yeah.
Wild West
kind of without aliens.
without aliens,
So like not MIB
which
at
is
all.
really quirky humans,
Yeah.
weird humans. Yeah.
Anyways, Barry Sonnenfeld, who directed it, also he was the DP, the director of photography for Throw 'Em Off from the Drain, Big, When Harry Met Sally, Misery. He did all of the Coen brothers' early films. Like he did some awesome stuff. So I guess he didn't.
I'm
do,
not saying it's a
Rain
bad
Man.
movie.
Yeah, you
or-
are. I hear it in your head.
All right, it's a great movie, you guys. It's great. It would have been better if Alex Jones is in it. No.
Let's turn the damn aliens gay.
I don't know. It just it was all right. It was all right.
Yeah,
It was all right.
I liked it. Again, I think it was the time period.
But I already
there wasn't a lot
explained
of
what
things
it,
that
what
looked
it
like
was.
it.
Like for me, I was like what I
Sci-fi
loved.
had to be real. To
Yeah,
you.
I was like watching Babylon 5 and Star Trek: The Next Generation. That's fucking. He's never even seen this shit.
Yeah, I have.
Star Trek: The Next
My cousin
Generation,
worked on that show.
X-Files. There was a show that came on called Dark Skies. Like there were all these serious shows that made like science fiction and like alien shit. It's grounded and serious. And then Men in Black came out, and I don't know. I felt like. I was like, Will Smith, you just did Independence Day. Fuck you.
So Independence Day
Goofy-ass
was
movie.
serious enough for you, even though it was a lot of humor in there. It was
Yeah.
serious enough because the aliens were
They
treated
never,
as a serious
yeah,
threat.
they never like.
They didn't
treated
silly up the
aliens.
alien part.
Yeah, no. The only thing that was silly or humorous in that movie is Will Smith, and you know it makes sense.
Goldblum. And Jeff Goldblum.
No,
a
Jeff
little bit.
Goldblum
Jeff
was,
Goldblum
yeah.
had some humor.
There's a
and
lot
then,
of
what's
humor
his name?
in that.
Randy
There's-
Quaid or whatever.
Randy Quaid and Judd Hirsch, the dad, was fun. There was a lot of humor
Yeah,
in
but
it.
that was
a lot
like
of
them
humor.
being them. That was like real people reacting to this
Humorous.
horrific situation. Yeah, adding humor or whatever.
the fucking and Data from Star Trek Next Generation.
Yeah,
his
dog
character
thing.
was totally.
Yeah, at Area
Awesome,
51.
Yeah, until the second one where he's like, "We're gonna take the fight to them." No, you're not. You are not getting a third one. Shame on you.
That was bad.
Shame
have you
on
seen
you.
the second one?
Yeah, I
Oh
did.
my
I don't even want
we
to talk
were
about
cracking up.
Resurrection or something or what was it?
Resurrection?
Independence
No.
Day,
It was Resurrection.
We were literally laughing in the theater, not during the humor.
Like 5 minutes in, they just kill Vivica A. Fox. Like she's like hanging from a helicopter and then like falls
In, like,
in like a fire.
Yeah, it was so
And you're like,
disrespectful.
what?
And they're like, "Oh, and that guy you love from the first one, who made the first one, Will Smith. Yeah, he died in a test. He was
Yeah.
just test piloting one of these spaceships. It was like, oh, and I'm dead. Like
Yeah.
that's it.
They kind of did that. I don't know if you guys are big fans of what was the Guillermo del Toro movie with the giant mechs, the mech machines, with the robot machines, and they fight the creatures.
Pacific Rim.
Yeah, Pacific
second
Rim.
film.
I really like Pacific Rim.
I do.
Yeah, I did too.
Idris Elba's in it. So in the sequel,
Uprising or whatever.
What's his name? The guy from
The Sun.
Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah.
His dad's like dead or whatever. I mean, I guess he died or he was like sick or something.
Mm-hmm.
Does he die in the first one?
No, he doesn't.
But they do like a similar thing where they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he's dead, and I have to live up to my dad."
It did
and-
feel like an Independence Day
Yeah,
too.
it was,
Kind of.
I was like, I don't like this because it's Independence Day. Like
it was-
flashbacks.
It was better than
Independence
Independence Day too, though.
It was
It
better,
was better. I
but-
didn't hate the second Pacific Rim, but the first one I really liked.
First one's great. The first one's like.
I
a
thought it was
solid
really
movie.
like under like it
Guillermo del
didn't do
Toro.
well. Yeah.
He can't make a bad
The
movie.
second
It didn't do
Independence
well
Day
in
was
theaters.
Can he make a
literally
bad movie?
done over the internet.
not so far.
That's what I feel. I feel like they were just everybody was on a couch and they were just transferring stuff over the internet. And hey, I'll just put that there.
Yeah,
Okay,
they
well,
really
just-
just.
It was really like
which
Will
one?
Smith was.
I feel like it was just
Independence Day too.
They just
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
to sponge the final moments of that film of that franchise.
Yeah.
To get as much as they can out because they know by
then that-
title people are gonna go watch it. And so they just once they get there, they didn't care. They just wanted that that last squeeze on that sponge. To
I
get
think
that dollar.
I think what they misunderstood was like they're like, oh, the reason Independence Day was successful was because we had these like grand human death scenes or whatever, where like the beam comes down in the city and then it's just like wall of fire, just like taking out the whole. Like we need more of that. So let's have a fucking planet or a spaceship the size of Earth crash into Earth and like have people survive.
Yeah.
Like. This thing literally is like half the size of Earth and crashes into the planet, and like the planet's fine.
Yeah.
It like survives.
There's this film that
You're just like, this is too much.
The
It's
problem
too
with
ridiculous.
ID42
really.
is the problem with it.
I think that's what they did. They tried to go way too big, and there was like no focus on
I
character.
think the biggest
story.
that was the problem was that it was actually the
Although,
main
Thor's brother, I thought was good.
Liam Hemsworth. No,
Yeah,
I thought
he
the
was solid.
whole lead cast didn't have chemistry. Like there was no they were supposed to be best friends and it didn't feel like they had that. It felt so shoehorned in, like they weren't really
Like you're walking into something that was set up before you could see it be set up.
Yeah.
And so you're like, what? So you're trying to figure out why this person's upset with that person. They won't talk to each other or fly together.
Yeah, and
you're
it
like,
just
I
didn't
don't-
feel
what?
like extremely well acted. It just didn't feel like, I don't know, they was just it didn't work. I just think they were trying to make you feel like, oh yeah, and it just
There's
felt
some good
not
actors in that movie.
Oh well,
but-
Jeff Goldblum's back. And,
Yeah,
and,
the chick
and
from
Bill Pullman.
God, she was in
Booty Call. That's Vivica A. Fox.
Oh yeah, Vivica Fox.
remember that?
For like 5 seconds she's in the movie, but I don't remember Booty Call.
He with Jamie Foxx, Tommy
I
Davidson,
never saw it.
Vivica A. Fox.
No.
It's a fucking weird movie.
Oh,
Booty
this is like
Call.
have you guys heard about that's I was trying to figure out the name of The Wandering Earth on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think.
Do you know what that film is all about?
It's about like the planet like leaving our solar system or something.
Yeah.
I read up about it, but I haven't watched it yet. I do want to watch it.
The science
Apparently,
of
it's the highest
moving a
grossing film
planet.
in like
Yeah.
China ever.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the science of moving the planet.
It's like the second highest grossing film.
Like
in the
we
world
did
or
it. Like
something.
we moved it out because we're
We
like
moved
fuck
it
this
out.
solar system.
We moved it
It's
out.
sort of
Well,
like
no, there's
it's
some
Brexit.
things
It's
happening,
Brexit.
right?
No, we moved it out.
It's Brexit, but like with Earths, with like planets.
Exactly. No,
Yeah,
we moved the
basically.
planet.
We're
So
like-
yeah, I watched it. I fell asleep throughout it, but I watched and got the whole gist of the storyline.
I got the gist.
Yeah.
I saw 5 minutes
No,
of
it
it.
happens.
was
The
that-
whole movie's done in like over hundreds of years.
It Follows.
So
Oh yeah.
I was trying to remember that fucking movie. The actress from It Follows is in Independence Day. She
main
plays
girl?
the daughter.
And the main girl in It Follows.
The main
Is she
girl
the
in
one
It
that's in
Follows.
Independence Day?
Yeah, she plays Bill Pullman's daughter.
Okay, because I saw Independence. She plays from the original film. She plays that
she's
character.
been in a bunch of stuff. She's actually really good.
I do like her a lot. It Follows. I saw way after Independence Day, so I didn't realize that was the same person.
Yeah.
So
Anyways.
we got the London version of MIB.
Oh, does it take place in London?
Yeah, that's why
No,
it's
I'm
international.
a little more interested.
That's why it's
now.
called international. They
I
got
don't
it
know
out of
why
the
they call it
States and they're trying to make
Yeah,
it different.
because she goes to London.
Chris Hemsworth's got an accent. Liam
Hello.
Neeson's got an accent. Emma Thompson has an accent. Like they're all supposed to be
That
part
actually
of the
interests
British
me more that it's
chapter.
not in like New York City.
Because you
No,
got to
it's
make
not.
it makes
It
sense
starts
that
in New
MIB
York.
is going to have locations all over the planet. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense that they would just be in New York unless that's like ground zero for alien activity, which they may have said in the original one.
I think she
But-
figures everything out in New York, and she
Yeah.
finds MIB in New York, and then she gets shifted to London.
Okay.
So
Is she British?
I don't think she's supposed to be
In real
British.
life,
can never tell.
She's not in the movie, but in real life, is she? I
don't
think
know.
she is.
It's like what's his name from Reservoir Dogs?
Oh, Tim Roth.
Tim fucking Roth, man. I thought that guy was American all this time, and then I saw him in an interview. I was like, what the
It's
fuck?
funny you said that because that's
so
like the
thick.
one person I would have said that I could tell was British because of
Really?
in Reservoir Dogs the way he says certain things in Reservoir Dogs. You're like,
Oh, yeah.
no American talks like that.
Yeah.
He didn't do a great American accent in that movie. I love that movie and I love his character in that movie. But
I just watched it like yesterday. It was
he
good.
says certain. Yeah, it's so good, right?
It is really good.
God,
That was
just-
co-written though. I thought Tarantino wrote that entire movie. He was actually wrote it with another guy.
Lawrence Bender.
No.
That's,
film?
that's his producer and like everything. That's like his producer. partner.
Reservoir Dogs.
Oh yeah, okay.
But it's like a writer that somebody Roger Avery. I think that's it.
Maybe.
He was like, it said he was a writer on the IMDb or whatever.
Really?
I think so.
On
yeah.
Reservoir Dogs?
I think so.
Interesting. I mean, that was his first film, so I could see. It's background radio dialogue written by Roger Avery. He
Oh,
wrote
that's
the Stephen Wright.
weird.
The Stephen Wright. The Bill. Was it Billy Kay's Super Sound of the '70s continues?
So
with-
Tarantino
with-
wrote the main.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just says background radio dialogue written by Quentin Tarantino and Roger Avery. They actually both wrote that background dialogue, but he gave him a credit as writing the background radio.
Okay,
But
cool.
the whole script was written by Quentin Tarantino. Anyways, yeah. So
Random tangent.
MIB International.
Oh, this is connected.
It is.
Tarantino.
I'm interested.
Everything is connected.
Neeson.
Anyway.
MIB International is not on the top of my list by a long shot. There's a lot of other things I'm excited about this year, but I will see it because I do like the original film. What?
You guys give me all this shit, and he's like, "This is not on the top of my list by a long
I mean, we're talking
shot.
about this is the year for Joker. I mean, the final Star Wars Luke Skywalker.
Once upon a time in Hollywood.
Once upon a time
The
in
Last
Hollywood.
Jedi? No.
Yeah, even
it The
Aladdin
Last
was.
Jedi?
It's
No,
something
Last
stuck
Jedi was the
out.
last one. Rise of Skywalker.
Skywalker.
Last Jedi was the last one.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so much going on this year. Even Aladdin and Lion King.
yeah.
I mean, there's just so we've talked about a lot of the films coming up. So I'm like, MIB International is just not going to
Is
be
that
above
Ad
those things.
Ad Astra, is that coming out?
Yeah,
this
that's
year?
coming out
The
this
Brad
year.
Pitt
That
movie?
looked interesting.
It actually looks really good. I don't know why you're lukewarm on that.
He's lukewarm
I'm
on most
lukewarm because it
things.
makes me feel like a bunch of different films put together. Like Interstellar.
I'm okay with that.
Gravity. There's just
Diego thinks with his heart, not his
goes,
head.
This goes back for me saying
I mean-
it's like this goes back to me talking about how there's just too. I feel there's a recycle thing happening, and I don't want to. I want something new. I want something really good.
It looked like visually, I was like in. I was like, I like the way it's shot.
Visually,
I like the way it looks.
visually it looks great, especially the last shot in the trailer in itself. Just his eye, and he talks about duty.
Yeah.
He responds in it's just really interesting. But I just don't want I think I've said it within the last 3 podcasts. I want freshness coming out of Hollywood, and right now I feel there's too much. The algorithm is repeating itself.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of.
and it's not me saying that.
Yeah, but we're excited
Ad
about
Strata
it. It's
is
working.
not going to be good.
Like what Nick just said, Joker and Star Wars. Like,
For
we've
example-
been getting a new
for
Star Wars
example-
like every year, every other year.
Yeah, for the last few years.
Oh, that's great.
I've actually been,
We've been
like
getting
everyone.
superhero movies constantly.
For
We're excited
example-
for this Batman with the Twilight guy.
Yeah, Robert
and I'm like,
Pattinson,
why
yeah.
are we excited about things that we've already gotten time and time again? Over and over and over
And Diego,
again.
you brought this
They
up
just
many
keep giving
times.
us
There's
the
about
same stuff.
7 stories, and it's just how it's told. It doesn't
It
have
is
to do
how
with
it's
what
told.
the story is. The basic theme could be the most redundant, ridiculous. Oh my God, we've seen this theme a million times. Father and son story, blah blah blah. But it's the way it's executed, and that's what we're drawn to.
Yeah, but I'm more excited. I
it
get that. I understand that. I'm not saying the movies are going to be bad at all, and I'm not going to see it. That's not what I'm saying. Is I'm looking for things like I just watched I Am Mother on Netflix.
Yeah, Hilary Swank.
I thought it was. I'm not going to say my full thoughts on it, but I thought it was a great film.
Yeah.
It was
is
very
this-
unique. The story
Did I
was
read about
very
that?
unique.
It looks really good. You should watch the trailer. You're gonna fall for it.
Is it like horror?
It's got a bit of that
Yeah, I'll watch-
alien.
it's sci-fi.
In the trailer, it's
Yeah.
like sci-fi, alien kind of claustrophobia on a ship.
Yeah.
Okay.
An android
Is
raising.
this like Bird Box 2?
No.
I want to see a sequel to
I was
Bird Box.
like, I was excited
know.
to see
It was
Hilary
a good movie,
Swank
but-
back on screen.
I like that.
I
It's
really
okay.
was. I think she's a super strong actress.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
seen her. I haven't
Yeah.
seen
That's
her.
what I said. I haven't
in
seen her in a
anything.
while.
So it's-
I love
like
the core.
but
Core is
seeing
one of
that
my
film,
favorite movies.
seeing that film made
Next
me
Karate
feel
Kid.
good.
It's the next Karate Kid for me.
Yeah.
Is it?
That was Hilary Swank. Next Karate Kid.
Next.
Oh shit! Yeah, she's
she
in
was,
Karate
she
Kid.
was,
the
yeah.
first
movie I remember.
That is so
Karate
true.
Kid,
Yeah,
Kid,
yeah.
Wow.
So, but seeing that film made me. That movie, like I loved watching that film, even though that I felt there was there was a thing missing from it, and I explained that if we ever talk about it.
Okay.
But I thought it was a great story. It was a great story, but I'm excited for MIB International because I think it's a fun film to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's
And
a
I'm
nostalgia.
excited for that. And it's nostalgia. I'm excited about that. I'm not Ad Strata because Interstellar wasn't a big hit for me.
Yeah.
I'm not that
I know it
excited
didn't
about
seem
it.
like it's gonna be just like Interstellar. But
No, I don't think it is, but I feel like there's
I haven't seen Brad Pitt, and I mean I know he's coming out in this new Tarantino film, Once Upon a
Yeah.
Time in Hollywood, but I can't.
Also-
what was the last movie? Like 12 Years a Slave, maybe?
No, he's done some things after that. But also, Ed Astra's got Tommy Lee Jones, which ties into Men
Yeah.
in Black.
Oh, does he play Tommy?
He
Lee
plays
Jones'
his
great
dad. He
father?
plays his dad, and that's who he's going after.
Yeah.
It is a.
Great
It
bring-
seems really
I know.
interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting that he has to go out and go find his father, who he thinks was gone or dead or whatever, and needs to fucking track him down and get and stop him from destroying the world. Like that's interesting.
That's what I'm saying. I just saw 2001 Odyssey in there. I saw Interstellar, which might be a good thing.
Yeah, Gravity.
So I don't know, but
Yeah.
I just like right now I'm just too caught up where it's too familiar.
Yeah.
I don't know. The stuff when I see films like this film that's coming out, and like I guess the new Christopher Nolan. I can't tell if that's a science fiction or not. Tenet or whatever.
It's internet espionage is what he said. International
Okay.
espionage kind of a thing. Which
Yeah, and there was a movie that
excited
came
me.
out with Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was like an indie film. There was another space, like science fiction.
Dark.
It was supposed to be really good.
Yeah.
They were like on some ship or whatever, headed somewhere and breaks down or something. I don't know. I get excited about these films because then I also read Jeff Bezos' space company, like Blue Origin or something, and then Tesla's got SpaceX, and they're like doing all this shit, and they're like, oh, we're gonna be at the moon, and we're gonna set up that excites me. Then you have Hollywood doing like, okay, well, where we're gonna be 10 years after that,
Right.
if that
Beyond
happens,
that.
where are we gonna be? So it's cool to see that like evolution, to see Hollywood influenced by what's happening in the media and the news and all that.
Yeah, well, and speaking of that, the one I'm excited for is the new Greg Daniels and Steve Carell produced Netflix show, Space Force.
Oh, I haven't seen this.
It's got they're making a show. It's like The Office in space. It's a workplace comedy.
Didn't
in
what's
space.
his name
It's called
already
Space
do
Force.
something like that? Oh, Seth MacFarlane has that show. The Star Wars ripoff or whatever.
Orville.
Orville.
Yeah, that's
I've
Star
never
Trek.
watched it.
Apparently, it's
Or
like
Star
the
Trek,
best
yeah.
Star Trek iteration currently, like even better than the new Star Trek show is what they're saying.
true?
They're saying it is actually more true because it goes beyond comedy. Yeah, he's a huge Star Trek fan. And they're like, this is the Star Trek show for Star Trek fans. Like, this is what they did if you had an extra element of comedy in them. But it really doesn't just ignore the Star Trek-esque part of it. It does that really well, apparently. I don't know. I haven't really watched it, but it's actually a pretty much a fan favorite.
Yeah.
The show.
You know what else is coming out this week that a lot of people aren't talking about? Bill Murray.
Oh,
the dead don't die.
When the dead don't. Oh,
That
dead
comes
die.
out this week.
Is that
The
coming
Dead
out
Don't
this
Die.
week?
Yeah,
Isn't
I
this
just
Jim
I was looking. I
Jarmusch?
forgot the name of the film.
Dude, Adam Driver.
Oh
Driver.
God,
Million
that makes
people
me
in this.
think. Forget about that. Or I remember that fucking Adam Driver movie that he did with
Klansman?
No,
Klansman?
not Black Klansman. I think it was already released over in Europe. It just hasn't come out here. Or maybe you can get it here. It's the Don Quixote by
Peter.
Oh,
not
yeah.
Peter Gilliam.
Terry Gilliam. Yeah, he finally finished. He was going to do it with Johnny Depp for like
25
20 years or
years.
something,
Yeah.
and they could never get it funded, or they started production like 2
Yeah.
or 3 times, and then like they always ran into trouble, had to cancel the film,
know.
and then finally he made the movie
I wanna see
with Adam Driver.
Thank
and
God.
the movie got finished finally, like 25 fucking
Finally.
years later. Or something.
I don't know why this guy. That's what excites me about it. Is
How
why
about
would he
how
not
can
let go of it?
Yeah, but it hasn't. I haven't heard anything about like a release here, or if they
Neither
did
have I.
release it, maybe it was like a limited run
I
or
know.
something.
We gotta
I don't
look
know.
because I didn't hear anything
I
about
want to
its
see this
release.
movie.
We talked about.
I
it
love
before,
Terry
but-
Gilliam.
Oh yeah,
I love
Monty
everything
Python,
he's
man.
done. Yeah, dude.
The only American in Monty Python.
Yeah, yeah. He's like directed all the movies.
Yeah, he directed and did all the artwork for all the Flying
Yeah.
Circus.
Fisher
and all that.
King,
Yeah,
12
12
Monkeys,
Brazil.
yeah, Brazil.
Yeah, he's good.
Dude, this guy's amazing.
I know.
This episode
Derailed.
has been
Oh
so
man.
derailed.
All right, let's end it.
That obviously say that the importance of MIB is really not there right now.
Yeah.
But
It could be amazing.
I'm excited. I think
not
it's going to be a
doubt
fun
it.
film to
Yeah.
go watch at the theater.
I think it'll be fun.
I am motivated to go see it in the theaters
Yeah,
and be entertained and have fun.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
let's see what happens.
Good. Let's see what happens.
It could be good.
Yeah.
It could be
Let's
bad.
see the reviews.
That's
No, I'm not gonna wait for the
No.
reviews. If I see it, I'll see it. I don't know if I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
see it
see
in
it.
theaters.
I think
he's
I'm gonna see it
either
in
going to go
theaters.
see it
This
or
guy
he's going to read a headline.
Nick sees everything. I see a handful of things.
Yeah.
Tiago sees like
Nothing.
less
In
than
the
me.
theater.
Less than
In
me.
theater.
In theaters.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
theaters.
And
less than me.
we're talking about in theaters. Yeah,
in
I'm a theater guy. We've talked about this a million
Nick
times.
is like at the theaters at least once or twice a week.
Yeah, but you know I fucking hack the system. You go early in the morning and you
Oh my
spend
God, yeah.
$7 on a
Yeah,
new
we
film.
That's what we do.
We
when we
saw,
go watch a film, we go watch
what
it
did
at
we
9
say?
in the morning.
We just saw
Oh
Aladdin.
yeah. It was like $7.
$7.
Yeah.
Seven
That's
$7.29 in a
crazy.
great
That's
theater
crazy.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was awesome. There was like 5 people.
Yeah, there's
in the
light-
theater.
yeah.
A huge ass theater. Yeah.
Except when you go watch a Disney film, there's a lot of kids there.
There was like 3
No-
kids
no-
or something.
no kids.
Yeah, they were all the way in the back. I think.
Oh,
I
were
heard
they?
them. I heard them chuckling.
Yeah, fuck them kids.
I thought there would be a lot more, but
Yeah,
no.
it was early in the morning. Kids.
No, but that's when the parents take them because parents don't know. Like, I got 7 kids. I ain't paying $15 a kid.
They
or
have
Even the
$27
parents are
a
like,
kid.
man, I need to get through
My
this day
sister
somehow.
won't. She won't take. I'll talk to my nieces and nephews. I'm like, "Did you see this new movie?" And they're like, "No." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, talk to my sister. I'm like, "Why the hell aren't you taking your kids?" She's like, "Do you understand how much it costs every
Yeah.
time we go to the movies?"
$60 for
And
tickets
I'm like,
alone.
Go at
Yeah.
9 a.m. It's
Yep.
like
they have
$20.
crybaby matinee for little kids. They have in certain theaters crybaby matinees where they actually will. I think lower the volume, or whatever, and it's just accepted that you just bring your kids, and your kids might be loud and everything else. Everybody knows that's when you go. And
I never heard
yeah,
of
they
this.
like
Wow.
cater to you just bringing in babies and screaming kids or whatever.
I went and saw Wally, and there were kids crying, and I went, I was about to lose it. Yeah, I was about to lose it. There were so many kids though, and I saw it early in the morning.
I will not do that to people. That's why I stopped bringing my kid once she started crying. I brought her to 7 movies in the first 2 months she was born. She was a little infant, and once she got to the age where she started being way more active and loud, and I couldn't bring her to theaters anymore because I didn't want to do that to other people and myself. I didn't want to be distracted.
Yeah.
But we were in the fucking in Aladdin the other day, and I got a call from preschool that she just fell and
Yeah. How did
fucked up her chin and got stitches.
did she get?
Oh.
She got him put
And
in?
Neal drove me to the doctor's office, and he came in the office with us, and he was in the.
She
thing
was
while
so
getting all
chill.
set up.
She was so chill. I would have been freaked the
Yeah.
fuck out in a hospital or whatever,
Yeah.
like an urgent care center, and like getting stitches and getting numbed up and all that. And
Yeah.
she was just like, "Yeah, when do I get my ice cream?"
Yeah,
like when
he
do
was
you
having a
get
good
my
time.
ice
At the
cream?
end, the doctor said, "She's like, I've been doing this for 18 years." She's like said it to us, like not trying to like stroke her ego. She's like, I've been doing this for 18 years. I have never seen a toddler, 3-year-old or otherwise, more chill than your daughter. Like this was like literally like a blessing. I thought it was gonna be coming in here to like a whole thing and like, but she's like, this was amazing.
Yeah,
she just
that's
sat there,
awesome.
was
So
just
chill.
cool.
Yeah.
Didn't cry.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
She was like excited too. She
was.
was like, "This is crazy.
I'm
This is
getting
like an
stitches."
adventure." Yeah.
She's like excited to tell people about her stitches.
She's
Yeah.
such a little adult.
My little Frankenstein.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us here at Get to the Podcast. Let's get to the podcast with number 2. My name is Diego D'Souza.
I'm Nick Gambino.
And I'm Neal Carson.
We got to do the theme song.
Dun, 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 dun.
is that,
What are
wait,
y'all
that's
singing?
Walking Beetlejuice.
Oh, wait, walk in shadow, move in silence, guard against extraterrestrial violence.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.